Hi guys, and welcome to the workshop. We're going to be carrying on with my project, the oil drum tabletops that I've been commissioned to do. So let's crack on with this part and let's have some fun. So guys, I've taken the jigsaw off the end, as you can see. Jigsaw off the end of the jig. Oh yeah, it's a jig, isn't it? I forgot. I was thinking, what do I call this bit of wood with a jigsaw on the end that I'm using to cut a circle? And of course it's called a jig. But I never really make jigs, so it's the first jig I've really made. Maybe second, who knows. Anyway, so I'm just having a short break. I got a nice chicken sandwich. My wife kindly left me a chicken sandwich before she went to work. And Chicken is my favourite. In fact, I love Nando's. Oh, but apparently I have heard, rumour says, that you can get a Nando's Black loyalty card, and I think that's for celebrities that eat there. They can eat there free of charge. Now, I'm not a celebrity, I know, but I'd love a Nando's Black card. But that said, my order when I go there is a quarter chicken, lemon and herb, chips and corn. Can I have that breast, please, with a soft drink and a red pepper dip. But anyway, I've got myself a sandwich, a nice chicken sandwich. Thanks a lot for leaving that. Love you lots. Cheers. We've now attached the router to my jig, but what I need to do is remove it, put a bit in, and then plunge that bit through the base to create a clearance hole, and then I can put my trim bit in there, mark on the jig where the centre point is, and go round. So let's remove this, fit the bit, plunge. while I'm just doing this, just in case you're interested, this is a trend router, the Trend T4E. I've had it for quite some time. In fact, it's got a date on there of 2012. Did I buy it in 2012? Yeah, no, I didn't. I bought it in 2013 probably, but there you go. I've also got the T11, which is the big beast. I must admit, I do like these Trend things. The only problem with this Trend T4E is that on the side, you push in this, which locks the spinny bit. Is it called the armature? The arbor? I don't know. Anyway, it locks it, and then you tighten that up. The only problem is something's worn in it maybe, and I haven't used it a great deal. But I can't push hard against it, so it actually keeps slipping. So I only do it up the best I can. I'm not sure why. It's just not very good. This pushy in bit here, as you turn, put a lot of pressure on it. It just keeps popping out. I'll have to do something about that maybe. Contact Trend, get a spare part. Not really sure. I tend to get by though. Anyway, I'm waffling now. So now I've got that in, reattach it, plunge. I've attached the router back to the jig. I put a bit in there. I'm now going to attach my extractor, connect it up, power it up, and plunge. Make that clearance hole. Then we can change the bit, adjust it. So I'm just going to lock this down, safety. Plug the router into my dust extractor. Dickhead. Am I recording? Attach the dust extractor. Dust extractor attached. Safety goggles on. Now let's plunge. Whoops. The bit needs dropping down. I'll put it up too high. Let's have another go. Okay, second attempt. Oh, I think I'm using the... Guys, I'm having a bit of a mare here, aren't I? I'm using the wrong bit. What an idiot. So I've now marked where the centre is of the router in the base. So now I'll remove it. I get a drill bit and I'll drill a clearance hole. So let's do that next. Okay, so I've removed the router. I'll put this drill bit in here. Okay, nice clearance hole there. Let's reattach the router. Okay guys, so there we have it. Router's back in there. Trimming bit in there. Hole in the middle, clearance. Next thing I've got to go do is go pick my son up from school. And when I get back, we'll now use this. We'll go and find where we want the centre point. Screw it to the centre, trim round, make a nice clean edge. Fingers crossed. See you after I pick my son up. Okay guys, welcome back. First of all, I want to mark the middle of my router base. So I know where the centre of the router cutter is. And the base is 112 millimeters. That's 56 millimeters is the centre. Approximately there. And from that side edge, it's in 95, 96, 7, 98 millimeters in from that edge. And again, draw a line down there. somewhere along this line I've marked will be where my pivot point's going to be for the router. So somewhere along here will be my pivot point for this router. So just drop this bit down as if we were cutting it. Like that. Yeah. Move this line on this side. 90 there, right on there. From the edge of the cutter to there was 69, 69. There, I think roughly there. So let's now drill a hole in there and see if that pivot point works. Guys, I've now attached the router to the jig. I've ran a line down which dissects the centre of the drill bit, which dissects the centre of the router bit. I now need to mark along that line to the centre of the circle, drill a hole, screw it down. So let's drill that hole, give it a go. Okay, fingers crossed. We've got that hole there. There we go. Will that fit in there? And my so if I change the end on there and make it a screwdriver. Let's attach the dust extractor, power up the router and trim the edge of this circle. Fingers crossed. Okay guys, so you just saw there, I just did a small part. It's working well. It's actually working well and I'm pleased with this. The edge is nice and crisp and clean. I'll zoom in a minute on a bit of it so you can see it cutting. Next thing is to move the tabletop round and then do a bit more. So I'm just going to move that around. I'll zoom in and let's have another go, cut the rest of it. So guys, there we have it. I've now gone round and trimmed it with the router. So I'm really happy. The top's finished. I'm really pleased actually. It's the first time I've ever made a top like that. As I mentioned, it's a prototype top. One, to see what the dimensions look like on the drum, and two, to figure out when I do the final top with the board I'm going to use and I'll glue it all together, how I'm going to cut it out. So if you recall, I used a template and made this jig up, put the jigsaw in this end, did a rough cut, and the blade was wobbling a bit over the place. Had to use a screwdriver at one point to gently hold it in there to stop it kicking out from the board table. And then on this end I put my router on there with a trimming bit, and I trimmed it up, and it's nice, perfectly clean. Really, really happy with that. So next thing is to decide what I'm going to use to make the tops. It's through a waste and recycling company. They've got an expo coming up at the end of the month, I believe, a trade expo. So this is going to be on their stand up there, where they're going to sit on this, do business, I guess, and have drinks and nibbles. I don't know. So because it's a waste and recycling company, I was thinking maybe recycle some material for this. So I might pop to the local reclaim yard, have a look, maybe an old scaffold board, because they're quite thick, I think, normally. I could use those, or maybe some other reclaimed material there. Maybe it's got loads of nail holes in it, and it's aged, it might look good. Alternatively, what I really would love to use is some nice oak. You know, maybe get some pippy oak, or maybe, you know, grade 1 oak, or whatever it's called, you know, real nice smooth oak with little to no knots in it. The only thing with that is that I'm thinking of making it, I don't know, 1.5, 2 inches, so what's that? That's what, 35, 40 mil, 50 mil top. Of course, if I do that in oak, it'll be quite expensive. Go to a reclaim yard, see what's there. Anyway, I'm not really sure, so if you've got any ideas, please comment down below. I'd like your input, if possible. So that's the next job, really, is to contemplate what material. The other thing I might do is put a nice metal banding around the edge. I had a welder I bought 2013, so 4 years ago, and I've never used it. I know it only used to weld the joint in it, but you know, you never know. Let's give that a go, maybe. So I'm really pleased with the results. Please feel free to comment below. If you like what I've done, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike it, give it a thumbs down. I really don't mind. The only way I can improve both the work I do and the videos I shoot is to get your feedback. So I welcome your feedback, good or bad. Now, in this video, I have put some of my thought process in as I went along. I've not made a jig like this before. I've not cut a top like this before. And I was thinking on the fly. So I've left it in the video, as you can see. And why did I do that? I watch quite a few makers on YouTube, and I like to see the process they went through. When you see them cutting the top out with a jig, and I think, but how did you make that jig? You know, it'd be nice to see how they made the jigs, how they went through the whole process, so I can learn. Now, I didn't do any YouTubing, I didn't watch any YouTube videos before I made this. I thought, no, let me try and make a jig. Let me think about how to do this, you know. Was it the best way? I don't know. I could have maybe done it a different way. Who knows? This is the way I did it, and it seems to have good results. So this is kind of a template as well. So when I've got my final board made up, I can cut it roughly down to size. I can put this template on the top. I can get a guiding so I can get a bearing guided trimming. So I can get a bearing guided trimming bit and follow around this edge to trim up the one below. So that's one thing I thought about this top. I'll see you on the next video. I'm not sure how many parts there are going to be, but I'm going to make this several parts because they're quite long and I don't want to bore you to death. But please, if you don't like the format of the videos, if you want more information, if you want less information, please let me know. The only way for me to change what I do is for you to comment. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. Thanks for watching part 3. That's the end of that part, and I'll see you in a couple of days in part 4, when I look forward to welcoming you back to my workshop. Until then, keep safe.